Hello, I'm Paul O'Connell, and I'm here at my restaurant, Chandri. And today we're going to make frog's legs almondine with a roasted garlic cream sauce and a parsley salad. It's going to be delicious. So today I'm making my garlic cream sauce. That's going to be the base, the sauce for our frog leg almondine. So I'm going to start with I have some shallots, and this sauce is going to get pureed, so you don't have to worry about cooking the shallots or cutting the shallots in any sort of perfect way. So I'm just going to sort of freeform pour some wine in here to get this going, and I'm just going to throw the shallots in here, and I'm going to put this over here and sort of forget about it. So the other part of the sauce is it's garlic cream sauce, and I have two kinds of garlic that I'm using today. I started with raw garlic, which calls for twice blanching it, or you can blanch it 3 times, you can blanch it 4 times. What that does is it takes away the bitterness of the garlic and also makes it just more palatable and smoother. You know, we're going for sort of a sweet flavor here. So I just have salted water, and I just put the garlic in the water and let the water come back up to a boil and let it go for 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So these are nice and soft at this point. So just take these out of the ice. So I also have, the second type of garlic is I have some roasted garlic, which was pretty simple to make. I put the garlic in the aluminum foil, put some olive oil on it, and I roast it at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes or so. I just take the garlic in my hand, like a little knuckleball, fastball, and I squeeze it all out. And it's very nutty flavor. So I have the wine is it's almost reduced by half now. So I'm gonna just add the garlic in here, and then allspice is I like the flavor of that. It's sort of a classic combination, but you have to be very careful with allspice because it's very strong, and it calls for, in the recipe, just a pinch. And again, you can use the recipe as a guideline. If you don't like the flavor of allspice, you don't have to put it in. The main thing we're going for here is the garlic. But I'm just putting a small pinch of that in. I'll add some salt and pepper. So once the wine is reduced by more than half, wine is acidic, like it's an acid, and like lemon juice. So if you mix dairy with lemon juice, if you ever put lemon in your tea and then you forget and you put milk in it, and it curdles. So it's the same thing with what would happen with the white wine raw. So once it's been reduced by about half, now I can add my heavy cream into it. So now that I have the cream in here, the cream's going to come back up to a boil. When I added the cold cream into the white wine, it stopped the boil. Now I'm going to let it come up to a boil and reduce it by about half. You can take it down. When we get to that point, I'll show you how you could stop it and make it like a lighter garlic cream by reducing it less, but we're going to take it down to a pretty thick consistency here. So now I'm going to puree the cream. You could just pop it into a blender, or we just have a handy little puree, little immersion blender. So I'm going to check the consistency of the cream now just using this plate. And that's about the thickness I want. Now we're going to move on to the next step and prepare the frog's legs. So the next step in the process for preparing the frog's legs is to actually cook the frog's legs themselves. Frog's legs come in pairs, and for the recipe today, I like to cut the frog's legs, separate them out. So you just cut them right in the center. They're very easy to cut. You could also, it's sort of like a chicken wing, but not. So now I'm going to blanch the frog's legs. And I have some boiling water. I'm just going to plunge them into the salted boiling water for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'm going to put them in the ice here. After the frog's legs are in the water for 2 to 3 minutes, I just remove them with a slotted spoon and into the ice water, so I stop the cooking process immediately. Now I'm just going to take them out and pat them dry on this. You can use a kitchen towel, you can use a paper towel. So now I have my almonds that are slivered. You can use these are slivered almonds. They have the skin still on them. So, and I have some flour. And I'm going to season the flour with salt and pepper. I'm also going to season the frog's legs with salt and pepper. So after I've seasoned the frog's legs, I'm going to roll them in the flour. Just make sure they're coated completely and dust off any excess flour. Just run them through the egg wash here, just sort of make sure that they're all covered completely. And then I'm just going to put them on a separate plate. And just make sure that separate them out and make sure that you have plenty of room. For the next step is to put the almonds on the frog's legs. Now I have my almonds, and you can break them up a little bit. I like them to be broken up just a bit, and I put a little bit of flour in the almonds, just like so. Just the same flour that I used to coat them earlier. And now I line them up so that I can see them all, perfectly, that they're not overlapping each other, and that I can evenly coat them with the almond mix on the outside. So I have my pan. I make sure that the pan's pretty hot to start, and I'm going to just take my canola oil and add. I want to make sure that the oil comes a little less than halfway up the sides of the frog legs as we put them in the pan. So I'm going to have the oil in there, and that's going to come up pretty quickly because I've been heating the pan. The first side I cooked them, I'd say it was about 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm turning down for the second side. So I'm pretty happy with the way these look. They're nice and crispy. All right, so there's our frog's legs, and now we're going to move on to the next step. So for the final preparation here, I'm going to assemble a small parsley salad. It's very simple, just lemon juice. I'm going to do some lemon zest, some thinly sliced shallots. I like to do ringlets of shallots. Basically making a salad dressing to order. You could make a little lemon vinaigrette. You could use any kind of vinaigrette would be nice. So I'm just going to put some shallots in here. Some of my lemon juice. I'm going to grate a little lemon zest with my carpenter's microplane. It's a very handy tool. You could use just a regular box grater zester. And some salt and pepper. And a little bit of virgin olive oil. I like to use 10% oil, though, not so much virgin. So just put a little olive oil in here. And then, in the recipe it calls for packed parsley. This is Italian flat leaf parsley, which I much prefer over the curly leaf parsley. And I have some frisee greens that are handy if you had a little watercress or some kind of salad greens to sort of to add to the parsley a little bit. So I'm going to add these in here, and a bunch of this parsley, and just toss it lightly. So I'm just going to lay a little bit of this nice garlic cream sauce down. And then you can line the frog's legs up. This is up to you how you want to line them up. You can do crisscross. And a little of the dressing, and I'm going to spoon a little of the extra dressing over the, just put a little bit on the side here. Frog legs, almondine with roasted garlic cream sauce and a parsley salad.